All right, welcome in everyone. Ready for another deep dive? This one's a biggie, definitely something that gets a lot of us thinking, especially if you're in the world of business.
Definitely. And especially if you're thinking about launching something new or even just wanting to change how things work in your existing setup.
Exactly, like just changing the entire architecture, the DNA of you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what we're getting into today. It's all about business models. This is actually episode 3 in our business series here on Talk for Impact. So if you haven't caught the first two, might want to rewind a bit.
Yeah, but today's focus is business models. Which one is right for you? So buckle up because this is going to be pretty valuable no matter what stage you're at in your business journey.
I think a lot of people get caught up in having that perfect idea, but an idea is just the seed, right?
It's true. It's like the spark.
Yeah, the spark. It's the business model that turns it into a sustainable, thriving, well, business.
It's the engine. It's the how. And that's what we're breaking down today. Not just what a business model is, but how to figure out which one is your perfect match. Because, let's be real, there's no one-size-fits-all here.
Absolutely not. Your best fit depends on a whole bunch of things. Your goals, your resources, even your personality.
And that's what we're going to help you figure out. What's the best way to think about what a business model actually is at its core?
I'd say the easiest way is to think of it as the answer to 3 super fundamental questions.
Yeah.
The first one, what are you actually offering?
Seems simple. Right.
But it's more than just saying, I'm selling this widget or I offer this service. It's about understanding the real value you're bringing to the table.
It's like the problem you're solving, the need you're fulfilling for your customer.
Exactly. Like if you're selling coffee, you're not just selling a cup of liquid. You're selling an experience, maybe an energy boost, a morning ritual.
The sense of community, maybe even like that coffee shop vibe.
You got it. So that's question 1. Question 2 is, who are you offering this value to?
Your target audience, right?
Yeah. You need to get crystal clear on that. Who are your ideal customers? What are their pain points? What do they dream of?
It's like knowing where you're going before you start driving.
Exactly. No point having the best coffee if you set up shop in a place where everyone's obsessed with tea.
All right, makes sense. Now, what's that third question that a business model has to answer?
The $1 million question. How are you actually going to make money from all of this? What are your revenue streams?
That's where the rubber meets the road, right? How do you turn all that value you're creating into actual sustainable income?
And this is where things get really interesting because there are so many different ways to do it. But here's the thing. Those 3 questions, they're all interlinked. They form a system.
Like gears in a machine.
You got it. If your revenue model doesn't align with what you're offering and who you're offering it to, well, that machine's going to break down pretty quickly.
So let's dive into some of these machines, these different business models that are out there. Where do we even begin?
Well, let's start with the classic, the one that probably comes to mind first, the product-based model.
Okay, so this is the make it and sell it approach, right? Like you're creating a physical product, whether you're building it by hand, mass producing it in a factory, or finding it somewhere else.
Exactly. You're selling a tangible item, and your revenue comes from those one-time purchases.
Like think Apple with its iPhones, or even a local baker making and selling bread and pastries.
Perfect examples. This model often works well for people who love to create things, inventors, makers, that kind of thing.
Now, how's that different from a service-based model?
Well, in a service-based model, you're selling your skills, your knowledge, your time. It's not about a physical product.
So like a coach, a consultant, a freelance designer, or even your friendly neighborhood plumber.
Exactly. And your revenue usually comes from charging by the hour or by the project.
This feels like a good option for people who are just starting out, maybe don't have a ton of money to invest up front.
It can be, definitely. It's a leaner approach. Now let's jump into a model that's become super popular in recent years. The subscription model.
Ah, yes, subscriptions. We see them everywhere. It's basically paying a recurring fee to access something, right?
Right, usually monthly or annually. Think Netflix for movies, Spotify for music, software subscriptions, even membership communities online.
I'm subscribed to way too many, to be honest.
I hear you.
Okay.
But it's a powerful model, especially for building long-term relationships with your customers. It's also great for having a more predictable income.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about the marketplace model? What's going on there?
This is where you're not directly selling the product or service yourself. You're creating a platform that connects buyers and sellers.
Oh, like being the middleman.
Exactly. You're the facilitator, the connector. Think Uber, Airbnb, Etsy. They don't own the cars, the apartments, or the handmade goods. They provide the platform.
And they make money by taking a cut of each transaction.
Exactly. Transaction fees, or sometimes a subscription fee from the users. This model can be huge if you solve a real need for connecting people.
Okay, this is fascinating. Now let's talk about free stuff, or at least stuff that seems free at first. What's the deal with the freemium model?
Ah, yes, the freemium model. This one's clever. You offer a basic version of your product or service for free to get people hooked.
Get them in the door.
Exactly. Then you offer them paid upgrades for more features, more capacity, or exclusive content.
Like Dropbox giving you some free storage, but then charging you if you want more.
Exactly. Or Canva with its free design tools, but you pay for the premium templates.
So the revenue comes from those upgrades, those people who are happy to pay for the extra value.
You got it. This model works really well for digital products and services. Now let's talk about the model where you don't actually have your own product or service at all. The affiliate or commission model.
So how does that work? Do you just become a salesperson for someone else?
Well, kind of. You become a marketing partner for other businesses. You promote their products or services to your audience.
So bloggers, YouTubers, influencers, they all do this, right?
A lot of them do, yeah. And when someone buys through your unique link, you get a percentage of the sale, a commission.
So your revenue depends on how well you can convince people to buy those other products.
Exactly. It's all about having an engaged audience that trusts your recommendations. Now, for our last model, let's talk about licensing and franchising.
Okay, so this is where you've already built something really valuable, like a brand, a special recipe, a proven system, and you let others use it.
Exactly. Think about big fast food chains like McDonald's. That's franchising. People pay for the right to use the brand and the system.
Or like a software company that lets other companies use its technology for a fee.
Precisely. And the revenue here comes from royalties, a cut of the earnings, and also upfront fees. This is usually best for businesses that have a really strong, replicable system.
Wow, we've just gone through a whole buffet of business models. So for our listeners out there, how do they choose the right one for them? Where do they even begin?
I'd say start with looking inwards.
Mm-hmm.
What are your strengths? Are you a maker, a doer, a thinker, a connector?
Right, like if you're a natural-born creator, maybe a product-based model would feel good. If you're always giving advice, maybe service-based is your jam.
Exactly. Next, think about your potential customers. How do they like to buy things in your field? Are they looking for one-time solutions, or do they want something ongoing?
That makes sense. You wouldn't try to sell a subscription to someone who just wants a one-time fix.
Right. Then the practical stuff. What resources do you have right now? Time, money, skills, team members?
That's a reality check a lot of people need. You can't build a factory if you're starting with $5 and a dream.
Exactly. Be realistic about what's actually possible given your situation. And then think about the big picture. How big do you want your business to be? Do you want rapid growth? Or are you happy staying small and agile?
Different models have different scaling potential, for sure.
And finally, this is a big one. What kind of lifestyle do you actually want? Do you want freedom and flexibility, or do you crave stability and predictable income?
That's huge. Your business should fit into your life, not the other way around.
Exactly. You're building a business to support the life you want to live. Now, here's something really cool. You don't have to pick just one model.
Oh, you mean you can mix and match?
You absolutely can. A lot of successful businesses combine elements from different models.
Like a coach who offers one-on-one sessions, but also has an online course and a membership community.
Perfect example. It's about creating a system that works best for you and your customers.
So the key takeaway here is to find the model, or the combination of models, that fits your market, your strengths, and your goals.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Now, let's be real. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. People make mistakes when choosing a business model.
Oh, absolutely. I've made my share. So what are some of the big traps to avoid?
The biggest one I see is blindly copying what seems to be working for others. Just because a certain model is trendy or successful for someone else doesn't mean it's right for you.
Right. You can't just copy-paste someone else's success. You got to understand the why behind it, the mechanics, what else trips people up.
Not paying attention to cash flow. Different models have different timelines for when you actually make money.
That's a big one. You need to know when the money's coming in to manage your finances properly. What else should people watch out for?
Being too stubborn to change. The market's always shifting. Customer needs evolve. If you're too rigid, your model might become outdated.
So stay flexible, be ready to adapt.
Exactly. And last but not least, don't forget about your customers. Your model might be brilliant on paper, but if it's not convenient or valuable for them, it's not going to fly.
Right. At the end of the day, it's all about serving your customers. Okay, let's do a quick recap of the models we've covered today, just to refresh everyone's memory.
Sure, we talked about the product-based model, the service-based model, the subscription model, the marketplace model, the freemium model, the affiliate model, and the licensing franchise model.
7 in total. And each one has its own pros and cons. The important thing is finding the right fit for you.
Exactly. And remember, it's not about chasing trends or copying others. It's about finding a model that lets you serve your audience, play to your strengths, and achieve your goals.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks for diving into this with us today, everyone. If this helped you even a little bit, please share it with someone else who might benefit. Spreading knowledge is a good thing.
And for our listeners who are new to Talk for Impact, just a quick reminder that our mission is to create value through these deep dives and support important causes globally. So, thank you for being here. Your engagement means a lot.
And hey, if you want to keep learning, join us next time for episode 4 of our business series. We're going to be talking about the power of networking. No matter what business model you choose, networking is a skill that can really make a difference.
Absolutely. So, until next time, keep that entrepreneurial spirit burning bright. Keep learning, keep building, and keep making your mark on the world.
And as you go about your day, think about how these different business models are all around you. It's amazing how value gets created and delivered in so many different ways. Who knows, understanding these models might spark an idea for your next big venture.
Or even just help you see the world in a new way.
Exactly. All right, thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.